Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for progress on my bits and bobs. This is number 20. Now before I go further, I got a comment on my number 19 where I showed how I was going to do the little bow on the buttons here, and Eileen Speakman gave me the suggestion of using a fat knitting needle slid between the two loops and then tightening it so both loops would be the exact same size, and then it would be I could use that same knitting needle with the other three corners and all of them would be the same size. And that's a brilliant idea. I know I don't have a fat knitting needle. So at first I thought, well, it may be the end of a Sharpie or another kind of marker. I'm just looking at these. But both of those are way too fat for that little bow that I want. So I have to find either a crochet hook or a knitting needle that I can duplicate that idea on. Thank you, Eileen. That was a very good tip. Okay, since last week, if you watched last week, you'll know I did 5 different yo-yo flowers video, and that's my newest one. And I'm going to, I do know where I want to put it. I'm going to put it right here. I think that'll go nice there. Pin and pin it till I get to baste it so I don't forget. And then some other things I've been working on since, don't mind my fingers, I got really hacked up doing some chores outside with a hammer. Do not let this girl loose with a hammer. Anyways. Yeah, I cut my little shinies that I showed you I wanted to use a couple weeks ago. So I cut my circles out in advance. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but when I do put them, this is the idea, that they're going to be like little loose poppies with a dark circle in the middle and a French knot in the middle of that. So that's the plan for these little shiny pieces that I've got cut out. I'm excited about those actually. And then the other thing that I worked on, I couldn't help myself. I made myself another element for this piece. It's this silk ribbon piece. I had a little bag of silk ribbons I wanted to use, and I didn't end up using them. Though the idea I had for that I'm still going to make, but in a smaller version. I just haven't yet. But this idea came to mind. I love the idea of grading them from light to dark on this piece. And then I used the same silk ribbons and stitched around the edge with a whip stitch. I love how that turned out. So, because I told you before I'm running out of space, I have to be really careful what I make. So I made sure that one wasn't too big. And you're watching me test this let's do that. You're watching me test this for the first time. I don't actually even know if it really will work here, but my thought was to put it here, like so. Something like that, which means I'm gonna have to get rid of my little blue bird right there, but that would actually probably work good. All right, that's an idea. I have to still play with that. Okay, so this took me most of my week, so I'm not sure how much extra work I'm going to be able to get done. But my plan is, let's go back to there. I'm going to see how far I get with this piece here. get it stitched down. Yeah, so when I've made some progress, I will come back and share. I've gotten as far as I can before I should stop and upload this video, so I'm almost finished. I got the line stitching of the patch all the way down, and I started duplicating the embroidery stitch through all the layers. I got up from here all the way to here done, and you can kind of see the difference. You can see how this is pulled into the background where these still puff up. Yeah, I'll continue with that. Plus, I'm auditioning this for here. I think I like it. I've basted it in. I think it's just the right amount of color and extra that allows this lacy piece to feature and doesn't take away from it, but then is enough of a contrast too. Okay, well, that's it for this week. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week with some more.